Hey, what's up, everybody? Frederic Poag here. You ready for war? No, I'm not talking about Chicago. I'm talking about another one that potentially might pop off. Because Trump and his crew are gearing up for one in Venezuela. It's not to keep us safe, and it's not to stop drugs, although they might tell you that's what it is. It's to distract you, to justify illegal actions, and to get Americans behind him at the midterms. Where am I coming up with this? Well, it's kind of a hot take, but I've been paying attention to the headlines that are stacking up. On September 2nd, the U.S. bombed a boat in the Caribbean, and 11 people died from it. On September 3rd, Trump stripped more than 200,000 Venezuelans in the U.S. of their legal protections. On September 4th, a Venezuelan fighter jet buzzed a U.S. Navy destroyer, and the Pentagon called it, quote, highly provocative. On September 5th, Trump ordered stealth fighters into Puerto Rico. And on September 6th, he renamed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. And just recently, JD Vance defended the killing of narco-traffickers on the high seas as something we just do with our military. And when called out because we weren't at war with Venezuela, and even those guys deserve due process, he said he didn't, quote, give an S about it. But back in that same week, well, just a little while ago, Secretary of State Marco Rubio promised the U.S. will keep targeting and, if necessary, killing foreign drug smugglers because he rebranded them as narco-terrorists. Isn't that convenient? Now, you might think this is random, just another crazy kind of posturing and blustering from the Trump administration. But it's not, or at least I don't think so. This is escalation, and it's step by step, and it's happening right in front of us. So let's be real about it. You've seen the polls, you've seen the town halls. People are furious at Trump, and they're ready to take it out on Republicans because, well, they're the ones in charge right now. And Trump can't afford a backlash that costs him control of Congress. So they're manufacturing a crisis because nothing rallies Americans like a good old war. And nothing buries bad headlines like a war. That's the rally around the flag trick we've seen. And we've heard it in other forms like, if you're not with us, you're with the terrorists, all that kind of stuff. But this time, there's a bonus, just like there was in Iraq. See, Venezuela sits on some of the biggest oil reserves in the world. Not that America's ever gone to war to open markets for energy companies like Iraq. So why should we care? Well, because the story they're selling us isn't about safety. It's about power. It's the same thing we got sold when we went into Iraq. Remember that whole weapons of mass destruction? That it was imminent, that Saddam Hussein was going to use them. We had to go in order to, stop it, and yet there weren't any. Well, this time, they're going to claim it's about drugs. But the fentanyl crisis flows from Mexico and China, not Venezuela. Bombing boats in the Caribbean is not going to change that. Because here's the secret. When Trump and Rubio call these gangs terrorists, it isn't just tough talk. That label unlocks war powers. It lets them bypass courts. It lets them send in the military. It lets them freeze assets. It lets them seize power. It's tools meant for Al-Qaeda and ISIS. But now they're going to be pointed in a new direction. And that's the sleight of hand here. And that power, it doesn't just stay overseas. It boomerangs back here right in the United States. Because if all they got to do is label you a terrorist, If you donate, if you volunteer, if you just even speak up, they can label you and me terrorists. They can rebrand it as material support for terrorism. That means frozen bank accounts. That means your church or charity is under investigation. And that could mean real prison. They say it's about keeping America safe, but what it really does is give them cover. Cover to put the military permanently on the Mexican border. Cover to expand ICE raids. Cover to slap more tariffs on South and Central American countries who have relations with Venezuela. Tariffs that will absolutely jack up the price of, well, everything. And while we pay more, defense contractors are going to cash in. Oil companies are going to cash in, even though gas prices somehow never come down. And Trump, well, he gets the boost that he's desperate for. Oh, and this, of course, will distract from him being in the Epstein files, which he's absolutely in. So here's the choice before us right now. If we let them run this con and we get into another war and a militarized border and higher prices and mass deportations, what we come out of it is with fewer freedoms. But if we call it out now, we put the focus where it belongs. Here's the bottom line in all this. Trump doesn't need this war to protect America. He needs it to protect himself. Go look up the term wag the dog. After you find out what it means, just know we might be watching it in real time. So don't fall for the okie doke. Don't get played. Don't let you or your friends and family become distracted. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Keep the faith, defend democracy. And if you like what I had to say, please like and subscribe and share this video with those friends and family to help them not get distracted.